For over 100 years, scientists told us the colossal squid could grow up to 14 meters long. That number was in the textbooks. That number was in the documentaries. That number was repeated by researchers, teachers, and marine biologists all over the world. That number was wrong, not slightly wrong, not a small miscalculation. Wrong in a way that changes everything we thought we knew about the largest invertebrate on the planet. And the strange part? Nobody was lying. Nobody made it up. Scientists were working with what they had. The problem was, what they had was never enough. Because the colossal squid does not come to us. It lives in a place so deep, so cold, and so dark that for most of human history, we had no way of reaching it. But in 2007, it came to us. And what we found changed the science books forever. To understand why we got it so wrong, you have to go back to the beginning. The first time scientists ever saw a colossal squid, it was not alive. It was dead, washed up on a beach, dragged up in a fishing net, pulled from the stomach of a sperm whale. These were the only pieces scientists had to work with for almost a century. And dead specimens do not tell the full story. When a colossal squid dies and its body rises from the deep ocean to the surface, something happens to it. The cold, pressurized environment that kept its body intact is gone. The tissue shrinks. The muscles collapse. The arms that were once powerful and extended curl inward. What arrives at the surface is a smaller, compressed version of what was actually living down below. That it is like taking a wet sponge, leaving it out in the sun for 3 days, and then measuring it to determine its original size. That is exactly what scientists were doing. And nobody questioned it, because nobody had ever seen one alive. The number 14 meters entered the books. It got repeated. It got taught. It became fact. Until it was not. It was February 2007. A New Zealand fishing vessel was working in the Ross Sea near Antarctica. The water temperature was below freezing. The depth was over 1,500 meters. The crew was fishing for Patagonian toothfish, a completely different animal. Nobody on that boat was looking for a colossal squid, but something was already looking at them. The crew noticed something massive moving beneath the surface. At first they thought it was a large piece of debris. Then it moved again. Then they saw the arms. What came up with their fishing line that morning was something no scientific team had ever successfully captured before. A live colossal squid. Intact. Whole. Still moving. The crew did not know what to do. They had never seen anything like it. Nobody had. They contacted authorities, they contacted scientists, and they did the only thing they could. They carefully brought it on board and kept it as preserved as possible for the researchers who were already on their way. When the scientists arrived and the measurements began, the room went quiet. The body length was actually shorter than the old estimates. That part of the story surprised everyone. But the weight was something nobody had prepared for. This single specimen weighed 495 kilograms. That is heavier than most horses. That is heavier than a grand piano. That is heavier than almost any creature without a backbone that has ever been recorded in human history. And then there were the eyes. Each eye was 27 centimeters across. To put that in simple terms, each eye was roughly the size of a football. The largest eyes of any living animal on Earth. Built specifically to detect movement in complete darkness at depths where no sunlight ever reaches. And the arms were not just arms. They were covered in sharp rotating hooks, not suckers like a regular squid. Hooks that could grip, tear, and hold prey with a force that scientists are still working to fully calculate. This was not the animal the textbooks described. This was something else entirely. What exactly did we get wrong? The answer is simple. We were measuring the wrong thing. For 100 years, scientists focused on length. How long is it from the tip of its body to the end of its arms? And by that measurement, the colossal squid is not even the longest squid in the ocean. The giant squid can actually stretch longer in total arm length. But length was never the point. In the deep ocean, size is not about how long you are. Size is about how much space you take up, how much mass you carry, how much power you can generate. And by every single one of those measurements, the colossal squid is in a category completely by itself. After the 2007 specimen was fully studied, scientists formally reclassified the colossal squid as the heaviest invertebrate on Earth. Not the longest, the heaviest. That distinction matters more than most people realize. Because mass is what determines how much force this animal can produce, how much prey it can overpower, and how it survives in one of the most extreme environments on the planet. The dead specimens that scientists studied for decades had lost between 30 and 40% of their body mass by the time they reached the surface. That means every estimate, every textbook entry, every documentary number was calculated on a body that had already lost nearly half of what it actually weighed when it was alive, that we were not even close. And here's the part that should make you stop for a moment. Only 6 complete colossal squid specimens have ever been studied in all of recorded human history. 6. For an animal that scientists believe exists in enormous numbers in the deep southern ocean, that we have seen 6, which means everything we think we know is still based on almost nothing. The ocean covers 71% of this planet. We have explored less than 20% of it. Think about that for a moment. The colossal squid is not some tiny, hidden creature. It is the heaviest invertebrate on Earth. It has eyes the size of a football. It has rotating hooks on its arms. It can weigh as much as a horse. And we got it completely wrong for 100 years. So the question is not just about this squid. The question is, what else is down there that we have not found yet? What else are we wrong about? What other animals are living in that darkness right now, in water so deep and so cold that our best equipment has never reached it? The colossal squid did not change just one fact in one textbook. That IT changed the way honest scientists look at everything they think they know about the deep ocean. Because the ocean does not give up its secrets easily, that IT never has. And the deeper we look, the more we realize how little we have actually seen.